This is old school shit. Where were you when this song was popular?
Serbia. Show is brought to you by the Heineken Light and Corona Light
And Bismarck E.
and Bismarck Key.
That's who sings the song, in case you forgot.
Back mid-range. You ready?
I thought it was right there.
Yeah. Only have a friend. Come on. Ready?
Girl, you got what I need. And you say he's just a friend. And you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. Where's your mom?
Alright, turn it off. Welcome back to
How do you
the
turn it off?
Welcome back to the Week 6 preview show. Not sure if you guys can hear that stuff. Because our volume is a little low tonight,
Man,
but
that took me back some days.
back in the days, man, that was like 88, 89. Bismarck Key,
I was in my
man.
prime.
Classic, bro.
Even
Classic.
more so than now, which is probably unbelievable.
All right, let's go into Week 6 and actually talk about the games. Let's start off with the Cocoa Puffs and the Farmers 10. The Farmers 10 is the biggest favorite of the week here. Your analysis in the game before I throw my 2 cents in.
I think they got it right. I think TNT's bitch, or TNT is my bitch. What's his name?
Whatever, who cares?
He wins the game. There's not very favorable matchups for Jim this week. I mean, he's got Jacobs going up against Detroit, which is okay, and he's got Antonio Gates, who's money every week. I think TNT wins this game by a lot.
Farmers 10.
TNT's bitch.
Ballbun, just say Ballbun. dude.
Boban,
Make it easy.
my lovely cousin Boban, wins this game handily.
Who does Farmers 10 have quarterback-wise?
He has Matt Schaub going against KC, which is a tough defense.
That's a
against
tough
the pass.
matchup.
But he does have Reggie Wayne against Washington and Hines Ward against Cleveland. I think right there, that's 50 points from 2 receivers.
Okay. Well,
And Jamal Charles is yet to go off on someone. I think this
He's
week
due.
he picks on the Houston Texans.
he's due. I agree with you. I like the Farmers 10. I actually don't think it's going to be a 28-point blowout. I think it's going to be much closer than that. Probably 10 points. Farmers 10 wins, goes to 4-2 in a very tough East Division there. Cocoa Puffs goes to 3-3. And, you know, after sending that text message last week, Farmers 10 is going to shut them up for at least one
Does
week.
it matter who Cocoa Puff played? If it was anyone in our division, do you take whoever's in our
Yeah.
division playing them?
Yeah. That's my strategy.
Is that against anyone?
Well,
Are you going to usually pick
the East,
our team
the East versus the West? Yeah, I always pick the East.
or the East versus the
I
West?
don't have to look at the matchups. I don't care who plays, who.
It doesn't matter.
Who's in the bye week doesn't matter.
Are these teams that bad?
They're that bad. Yes. T-Mac could take against the High
Who's
Flyers.
the king of the retards, though?
I'll say Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're the worst team in
I
the
thought you
league.
liked High Flyers.
No,
No, when I say king of the retards, I mean in a good way.
Oh.
King of all these guys.
well, I actually like the High Flyers
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say.
rebound, have a few 2 or 3 game winning streak, go back to 500. It starts this week. I already made my prediction. High Flyers against T-Mac attack.
Does that have anything to do with him picking up Roethlisberger?
Well, I think that trade favors the High Flyers. I mean, let's talk about it for a second, because I don't agree with the trade personally.
Of course you don't. Anything I do, you don't agree with. Go ahead.
Barber for Roethlisberger, straight up, it's a questionable trade.
It wasn't Barber. It was Cedric Benson.
I'm sorry. Barber was your trade with Frosty Paws.
With Andy.
My bad.
Correct.
Cedric Benson straight up for Roethlisberger. I disagree with the trade. I think that
If you look at it player for player, yes. But if you look at it team needs, that's how I look at everything.
but
Then
why
I
not
look
wait?
at it.
Why not wait at least until they play the Browns? Because I think Roethlisberger's going to have a great first game coming back from his bye or from his suspension.
So why are you even coming over tomorrow to watch the game?
You know what? Because I'm a fan of the Browns and but I can't see him winning the game.
Where's our brown towel?
I don't know, but I mean, whatever, dude. Who cares?
Last year we wiped our asses with the yellow towel and we made it brown.
It's not going to happen this week. I think the Browns lose 38-3 tomorrow.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Colt McCoy You know what? Here's one thing that
They
about
might
the High
pound the
Flyers.
ball with Bell and Hillis.
And that's why the Bulldogs may, get a favorable matchup there because I can see them going up 28-0 at halftime and then giving the ball to Mendenhall, which is in the favor of the Bulldogs. We'll talk about that in a second here.
But the Browns have not allowed a rushing touchdown this year.
All year.
All year.
That's a fact.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Who do you like in this game?
I like the High Flyers. T-Mac is terrible. That's all.
Well, I mean, it's a one.
But I think he has a bunch of bye stuff this week because he had Sanchez starting.
Yeah.
He has Brady.
Well,
doesn't
no, but he has Brady, but he's chosen to play Sanchez over Brady.
he? What did I write for that game?
Because Brady's playing Baltimore, and he's chosen to play Sanchez against the Broncos.
I put stars next to Roethlisberger, Michael Turner, and who else does High Flyers have? Brad? Who's Brad? I don't even know. Oh, Ahmad Bradshaw. And I also wrote in the notes, T-Mac matchups bad, High Flyers blowout. The only thing T-Mac's got going is Garcon and Zach Miller. And then also I wrote, thanks for Eli.
Yeah. T-Mac, thanks for dropping a top 10 fantasy football quarterback. You could have benched him. You could have dropped a guy like Danny Woodhead and kept Manning on your bench because he has been a top 10 fantasy quarterback the last couple of years.
That's enough on this game.
Yeah, we spent way too much time talking about two 1-4 teams.
Upset special.
Upset special
I
here.
saved this one for last. So
Nah,
I did.
It's not all about me, but I mean, to no surprise, Ryan, I'm going to pick myself to beat, even though I'm a very big underdog here by 17 points. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off because I have like half my team injured, but something tells me that Javid Best is going to come back and have a big game against the Giants, and Tony Romo is going to have a big game against the Vikings. And I think he's playing Cutler after a concussion. Calvin Johnson's got a shoulder injury. He's a game time decision. I like the playmakers tomorrow. I think the playmakers upset the prime timers. 2-3-2 teams. That's all I got to say about that game.
I wrote something down here. You forgot to mention your boy Wallace. I think he's going to be your high scorer tomorrow.
Yes, I'm actually starting Wallace for the first time all year. He's going to have a big game tomorrow against the Browns.
Here's a couple stats on this game. You got Cutler going against the abysmal Seattle secondary. If Jay Cutler's halfway healthy, he's going to fucking pick that fucking team apart. You got CJ going up against Jacksonville Monday night against MJD. Mark it down. If Jones-Drew eclipses 125 yards, you will win this matchup.
How about if, since our number one picks are going head to head on Monday night, what if
That's going to be the
what
second
if
factor.
MJD outscores CJ?
You win.
Okay.
You win the game. MJD has to step up and say, this is my fucking house.
Yeah.
Monday night and say, bring it on, CJ.
That's tough to do.
Because he hasn't done it yet this year.
He hasn't done it, but in his defense,
His wrist is...
he has a bad wrist, a bad knee, and a bad ankle. And the guy's a trooper. He's still playing, man.
I think Wallace is going to be your big guy because
Yep.
he's got Austin going against Minnesota. They're tough still. I don't care if you got Brett Favre, who really brings that team down. The defense is what's going to shut down Miles Austin.
But the Vikings secondary is injured, and they're missing their top corner. So I think Romo is going to exploit it and have a big game.
And I agree
Who
with
do you like? Who do you like in this game?
I like you. And I told you why.
I like you too, man. You're a good guy. Eliminators against the Archon Tigers. Because you picked me, I'm going to pick you in this game. Not because you're an 18-point favorite, but because the whole East versus West. I just think the Eliminators are one of the worst 3-2 teams that I have ever seen in the 12 years I've played fantasy football. I think your matchups favor you this week, even though I disagree with the trade with Roethlisberger. I don't know why you did it when they're playing the Browns, but maybe you can explain.
We didn't get a chance to talk. How did you like my trade with Andy? When I got Orton, Lloyd, and Barber.
And then you drop Orton right away.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have Eli Manning now.
Yeah.
And Brandon.
Thanks to T-Mac.
Brandon Lloyd was the key to that trade.
Yeah. That was actually a good pickup because I think he was the strongest guy in that trade. Barber will be a bench player by the end of the year.
He was for buy coverage, but now that I have Cedric Benson, I don't need Barber. So, Coco, I tried dumping him to you this week, but you seem to think that you don't need him. Whatever. I do like myself in this game. Not because of the east-west thing. There's some stats that I really like.
Okay.
Bolden's going up against the Patriots, who are 28th against the pass. That's a good matchup. You have Manning at home against Detroit, who's 24th against the pass. And you have Brandon Lloyd, who's one of the hottest receivers in the league, next to Malcolm Floyd, which the Surf Destroyers have.
Okay.
Eliminators really don't have any favorable matchups. He's got Breeze in Tampa. Breeze, I read, is he hurt still?
He's injured, but he's going to play. He's definitely playing.
He's got Michael Bush, who I guess San Francisco allows 19 points to each of the running backs they played against this year. So that's his only favorable matchup. I think I win this game big, and I mean by 21 points at least.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I'll be there to console you.
Okay. So we both like the Archon Tigers. The Bulldogs against the Surf Destroyers. We talked about the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game here, which could be the key because, again, I can see Mendenhall having a big game in this game. Surf Destroyers, tough luck losers last week against the Archon Tigers. They're a 2-touchdown dog this week.
I don't know what Vegas is smoking.
I mean, I think they're looking at Bulldogs at 3-2, and they're saying, "Oh, okay, he leads his division at 3-2." But
I think whoever Peyton Manning plays for, that team wins automatically. That's how I think they look at it.
yeah, I don't agree with this one. I actually like the Surf Destroyers this week. I think that the Joe Flacco against the Patriots secondary,
Right.
I think he's going to have his best game of the year this week. Joe Flacco.
And Adrian Peterson has not had that big game yet.
Yep.
The last time he played Dallas, he had 122 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think that's the guy who's going to show up.
And the Colts are playing at Washington
Right.
on Sunday night. And, actually, they have been giving up a lot of yardage. But here's the thing.
Redskins are 30th against the pass.
Yeah.
too.
But Garcon is not 100%. Colley's not 100%. Adai is not 100%.
It's like a match.
Browns, it's a mash unit. So the only guy that's healthy there is Dallas Clark. So, I don't know with Manning.
I think the key in this game is going to be Malcolm Floyd. He's coming on strong. He's going up against St. Louis defense, which isn't that good against the pass. I think Jake wins this game by 2 touchdowns. I think they got it
Backwards?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you. Jake, I'm rooting for you, man, even though you made a dumb trade to the back-to-back champion. TNT versus the Frosty Paws. There's a lot of big lines
There's
this
a
week.
mash unit here. I was looking at this game.
Frosty Paw or the TNT?
The TNT
Oh,
game.
yeah.
All his guys are hurt, aren't they?
Well, here's the thing. It's like a domino effect. If Rodgers is hurt, even if he plays, but he's still a little fucking confused because of his concussion, he's not going to be the Rodgers that we're used to. So that's going to affect Greg Jennings, right?
I was reading that concussion's bullshit because they didn't take his helmet away from him. Is that true?
I don't know. But matchup-wise, I actually think the TNT, even though Rodgers is hurt, it's going to be a close game here. I think that if he plays, they should win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frosty Paws pulls off the upset here because Aaron Foster's going up against a tough Kansas City.
And he's kind of banged up, too.
Who?
Foster. He
Yeah.
was hurt last week.
Yeah. So, you got Rodgers beat up, Jennings question mark because of Rodgers, Foster's question mark, Joseph Adai is a question
I
mark.
know. I like the Frosty Paws in this game. I don't know how they have that line at 17.
Yeah. So, I think they just assume that Rodgers is going to start and he's going to be his usual self. It's going to be a close game. If TNT wins, it's going to be a close game. I like TNT, but to squeak out a victory by 2-3 points.
When does Greg Jennings going to show up?
Dude, I had him last year. He still hasn't shown up from 2 years
He's
ago.
fooling everyone in drafts. He went early again this year.
Well, going back to Jake's game, tough luck there for Jake with, you trade away Hakeem Nicks, and then you lose Jamarco Finley, whatever his name is, for the season.
Yeah, he's done.
Tough loss.
They
for
say
Jake.
he might not be done, but I would chalk it up as
Yeah,
done.
I think he's done for the year.
I like Andy.
Well, for our sake, he's done for the year.
Andy's got the better matchups. I think that's why he wins the game. He's got Rivers going against St. Louis. Tomlinson's been money this year. And Andre Johnson's been a little bit banged up. They said he's doing a lot better, so we'll see what happens. I like Frosty Paws in this game.
Because he's your brother.
Not that, no, I think he has the better matchups, and he's a healthy team.
But you just said he's kind of banged up a little bit.
No, I'm Frosty Paw, or TNT's
Oh,
banged
okay.
up is what
Okay.
I meant to say.
Okay.
maybe.
Is that all we got? That's all we got.